All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me for my walk today on Dupont Street in Toronto. If you're joining the channel for the first time, I do walking and biking point of view films. We're in Dupont Street in Toronto, Canada. We're heading west. Actually, no, we're not heading west. We're heading east. Film Mission is super confused right now because the sun's behind my back and I see old cars across the street. It's July 4th. Happy 4th of July. If you're watching from United States of America, look at these birds. So we're here. Check out this street. This is one of the, I guess, more of an industrial, used to be more of an industrial areas of this city. There is railway tracks right ahead of us to my left, and there's many developments going kind of behind me. I guess this area is going to completely change sooner or later because it's really close to downtown Toronto. It looks like this. And I guess the industry's all left the country, so there's no more industry. And I used to have a studio at Symington off of Dupont, which used to be right next to the railway tracks. And it was a pretty good, it used to be, what did it used to be? That place used to be, this guy's selling flags and all sorts of World Cup stuff. Okay, it used to be a felt company. They used to make felts in that place back in, I guess, I want to say the 50s, 70s maybe. Let's say 70s. And then it got felt for carpeting, I guess. That's what they said. And it was a pretty big industrial place that turned into studios for photographers and artists. And a lot of people used to live there who used to be artists. And then by the end of it, they kicked everybody out, and they wanted to make more of a residential only place. I want to cross the street actually. Okay, let me try to cross the street. I want to walk on the other side of the street. So yeah, so there's the railway tracks right across it. I don't know if you can see it. And there's a lot of garages, and yeah, I think this is going to be one of those pretty important streets. Can we go? Yeah. Because we are very close to downtown Toronto. If I head to my left at the direction east as I'm going, I probably can walk to downtown Toronto in about, I would say, 45 minutes. 45 minutes. Red light cameras watching your every move at the stop sign. So we're at downtown Toronto, and there's all these buildings that are half empty, or garages, or two-story buildings. So I think there's going to be a ton of new condos going up. I think I got my camera at super wide angle view. Oh, let's see how it turns out on super wide. Super wide. It's not a lot of people never hang out on the street. It's how did I sound? A lot of people never hang out on this street. It sounds kind of funny, but it's true. It's like not a very busy street for pedestrians and, you know, action. And I noticed there was no bike lanes here. I was going to take the bike out, but I was planning to take the bike all the way downtown, taking this street, but I just noticed there's no bike lanes, and I don't know if they make any difference or not. But the bike needs major repairs. I've been looking at sourcing some parts for it and seeing what I can do, because its current state, it can either climb very steep hills or go down hills fast. So it cannot do moderate hills or accelerating smoothly from its stoplight. The middle chainring in the front is completely worn out. I've never seen anything like it. So what's going on here? These guys are packing to leave. Storage place. I thought this was a garage a couple of weeks ago. I guess they closed the garage. There's a bike there. more beat up than mine. I wonder if it's for sale. Yeah, so I can either ride the bike on the easiest chainring for climbing very steep hills, or I gotta go downhill with it super fast. I think this used to be a garage, but I don't know, looks like it's storage place now. So yeah, so I still can take it out, but I have to be very careful not to put any pressure on the middle chainring, because it could actually throw you off. It's tried to throw me off a few times, but I managed to kind of stay on it. Yeah, and I might even look for a different bike. If I can find a newer bike, I might source it, pick one up if I can find one. Here, how about this one? Maybe we just take this one. Is it locked? Let me see if it's any good. That thing in the front definitely looks weird for filming. Yeah, so, and because eventually, although my bike is exceptionally, I'm happy with it. It's pretty old. It's almost over 20 years old, and does need other parts. And most of the parts on the older bikes are hard to come by, which is annoying. So you often have to wait, and it's like repairing one of those old cars, like this one's. I was talking about old cars, and here we run right into a, these are like beautiful cars, but you can't just go to a garage and pick up a part for it, I mean, that's why they sit here idle or like this one. I don't even know what this one is, but yeah, so it's a pretty interesting unit here. Yeah, it's just like these old cars. You just have to sit on it and order the parts and wait, and it comes from the States and all sorts of stuff. So it's not a practical ride. So I will look for some sort of a bicycle if I can find. It doesn't have to be a super off-road bicycle or a downhill or anything like that. Just needs to be rideable and comfortable. And yeah, in New York City I have a bike that I purchased from Amazon, because I didn't know if I could ride in New York City or not, so I didn't want to spend a lot of money. We'll look back. And so I picked up an Amazon bike. I think it was, total price was either $200 or $180. I think it was like $100, $180 US. Like one of the cheapest folding bikes I could find. And it had a few issues with it, but other than that, I rode it around the island and the traffic, and it was a pretty fantastic bike. I still have it. It's still in there, my place. But the only problem with it was the gearing wasn't set up for, gearing was set up for extreme speed. It wasn't set up for climbing. And of course, in New York, you have no hills whatsoever. Everything's flat. So you really don't care what's going on. But I wish the rear gearing was a little bit easier, with like a bigger cogs in the back, so it would make it easier for climbing, steeper hills. If you want to ride a bike like that in Toronto, it'd be good with the steeper hills. If you want to do a little bit of trail riding, which the bike wasn't designed for, but it was pretty good actually. I didn't mind it. You just if you know what you're doing with your bike, you have to always ride the bike within your limits. I mean, I would do stunts on it and have fun with it, and it was good. It was good. So back in the, I guess, the 80s, like, you had really poor quality bikes, and then, or extremely good quality bikes which were very expensive. But I think now a lot of the bikes have pretty decent quality, because I remember when I was growing up, almost every bike had bad braking system. The brakes never worked on the bike. It was a big deal issue. But now almost even cheap bikes have either disc brakes or decent kind of brakes. They may not be hydraulics, but they're decent brakes. They're good enough, and more than good enough to stop you. But growing up, like, cheaper bikes, I mean, their brakes never worked when they were wet, and so the quality of bikes in general has improved quite a lot, and their safety. So even if you know what you're doing on a bike, you can get away with much cheaper bike. But if you don't, let's make this light, then if you spend a lot of money on a full suspension bike, and hydraulic brakes would make your ride easier if you don't know, if you're not a good rider, and especially if you're riding off-road. This building is interesting building. It's all glass. They do a lot of TV commercials and rentals, and all your ads. You see hot ads of the cars. It's probably shot in there. Typical house in Toronto on this street. Typical. This is a very interesting, all full-on glass house. I know I have a friend of mine who always talks about this place and wants to live in this or shoot in this place. It's gonna be super hot in there. Not a single cloud in the sky. Wow, what a great day. Not too humid. I'm wearing my long sleeves, just trying to stay away from the heat. And not too hot, not too humid, which is fantastic. A little bit noisy street. I don't know what the sound's like. This my microphone is closer to the street side, so we're probably getting a bit of a hum. I'm gonna walk a little bit more and then maybe backtrack or something. What's going on here? Wow, that was a kind of crazy, super dark little section. Is this place closed? I don't know. Yeah, that was super dark alleyway and smelt like something live was in there, living in there at some point. Super dark, crazy. Imagine if somebody's living there. They're just walking there with a camera. Hey, what's going on here? We're filming for YouTube. Crazy world out here. A lot of storage units, huh? Everybody's storing all their stuff. Everything you store, you just don't need. That's why you stick them in there. Because coming in, I like this this photo. Telephone storage. It's a very 2020. Oh, at least that looks like they have air conditioning. Look at that building. Yeah, the camera is set on super wide, so interesting. I wonder if I want to keep using it. And that garage over there is pretty interesting, cool garage over there. What a boring section of the road. Some garages. This is what happens. This looks like that TV show where they come in and buy the garages and then they open and see what's inside, because people have kind of forgot about what they had. What do you call it? Some containers, storage wars or something, container wars. I like this garage. Just gonna do a shot of this. You open it and if people have cool stuff, unless something emergency happens to them, they have to leave the country or something happens to them, they're not gonna leave cool stuff in their storage, right? They're gonna leave stuff it's for some reason they don't want to throw it away. Either they like it. Oh look, another alleyway here. I gotta mark this down for a ride with my future bike. You either leave stuff in storage that you kind of like a lot but nobody else likes, so it's gonna be like weird stuff, or stuff that you kind of like, it's not worth anything but to you it is, so it ends up being like worthless to everybody else too. So it's not really, I don't think it's anything worthwhile in those storage containers. This building is on fire. Wow. Let me squeeze by you. Truck. Beautiful. Look at this red car. Honda. I like to stand here in this corner a little bit. That corner store. Gray Jeep. This building is lots of studios in it. Artists. That kind of stuff. I look back. Alright, 13. We can cross this way and we can cross that way. Let's try to make it this way. 7 minutes. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Da, 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 da. You guys definitely Lost. Here we go. Watch the cars behind the bus. That was a good thumbnail, maybe, with all of this stuff. Maybe. It's a fireworks weekend, 4th of July, Canada Day, and we're gonna look back. And the World Cup. Is it a World Cup? Oh, the guy almost hit the other car. Is it World Cup or is it the European Cup? I think it's the European Cup. Some sort of a cup. It's funny, like, you don't know what's going on until suddenly you get honking on the road. Everybody's honking. Once their team wins, everybody starts honking. Some water. Or vodka. What do you think? Maybe vodka. Hey, amigo. Ah, my God. How far should we go? I don't know how far we should go. We should go to... Do I need anything at the Sobeys? I was at the Sobeys downtown. Not downtown, by the lake the other night. I went for a little shopping. I just wanted some snacks, so I went to pick up some yogurt and blueberries. And, you know, ended up picking up some, you know, other stuff. What else did I pick? Some water and some rice. Yeah, some rice I'm gonna cook tonight. Some brown rice, Uncle Ben's rice I'm gonna cook tonight. And I made a little film. I might post it. It's like a 5-10 minute shopping film. I like these shopping films. It keeps me motivated to shop fast and not too many stuff and don't walk around too long. I'm in and out of the shop usually within about, I don't know, 7 minutes. It was 7 minutes. I was in and out. And it was 11:45, almost closing time. So I'm going to post that video maybe later on as a secondary video for people who like shopping videos. It's kind of interesting to see grocery stores in other countries. If you're in Japan, I know I have some viewers from Japan. I got Brazil, China, a friend of mine from China. And it's good to give people an experience of shopping. And wow, look, it looks like we're in a massive wide street with this lens, doesn't it? It's got these posters everywhere. Hugs. Let's get back to hugs with vaccine, double vaccines. Wow, keep walking. This is a gorgeous day to walk. Gorgeous day to walk. All right. So this guy's doing. This guy's exercising. Hey, man. He's been cooking all day, and he's out. Look, this is a patio. Isn't this the most private patio ever? I don't see what they're eating. Oh, there's another alleyway here too. Wow, that's a good one too. I gotta come down here. Bring the bike. They're eating pizza, little pizzas, and some sort of a Thai food, noodles kind of a thing, and French fries. I personally don't understand the whole enigma of eating out. I can see it some places. Like I had a few favorite stores in New York that I like to go to. There's a place on St. Mark's called Mahmoud's Falafel. Mahmoud, and it used to be like it was nice. It was busy, and it was, I hope, still there. They survived. Their meals were not that expensive, and they had amazing lamb. And you were in and out, 24 hours open. And what I like about it is all the cook people, all the chefs were behind the cash, so they weren't touching the money, and there are lots of staff there. So I like that place because, I mean, their food was unique. Not that expensive. This is a fancy shop selling cars. Let's see if we can cross that. And there was kind of a stuff that you couldn't just make your own, like, you know, lamb and stuff. Eating there once in a while was good. And there's other specialty stores that I liked, you know. But even in New York, I didn't eat much food. I mean, everybody was eating out, but I do prefer cooking my own meals. Lotus, Peugeot, and another car on the side. Let's see if we can go and check, see what kind of. I always wanted to see what kind of cars they sell here. I don't know if you can see through the glass or not. But oh, I got pretty nice cars. Some old ones. No idea what that is. Oh, all right, I'm gonna actually end the ride here. I don't want these videos to get too long. Anyway, thank you for joining me for this walk. I'm gonna walk a little bit further. If I see something, I'll start filming again. And if you enjoy the content, please subscribe so you can find out when I post next. I usually do a daily post. I try to anyway. And I will see you at the next film.